The sunk cost fallacy. This is quite a difficult one from a mathematical point of view. How do you do this in the right way? So the sunk cost fallacy means that if you've put a lot of money into something, a common example is an old car that you have just replaced all of the tires. You have had it serviced, cleaned, valeted, and spent a lot of money on it. You now see this car as more valuable. It is not. You have just maintained it. That's all you've done, is allow the car to be maintained and run a bit longer. You've not increased the value. But the sunk cost fallacy will say that I've just put a lot of money into this car and it breaks down. It breaks down and it's got an expensive repair. Let's hypothetically say it needs a new engine, and that's going to cost a lot of money. The sunk cost fallacy tells us that we've spent so much money on this car that we are not willing to lose this car. We're not willing to scrap this car. We have to keep putting more money into it. We have to make it work. This is the sunk cost fallacy. Basically, what you should do instead is identify when a write-off is a write-off. That's it. No matter how much you've spent on the car, the recency bias of how much you've spent on that vehicle recently is irrelevant. Look at the situation in its individual situation. The car is worth £1,000, for example. A new engine is £2,000. Just because you've spent a lot of money on the car over the last 6 months does not make that the right decision to replace that engine. The sunk cost fallacy convinces a lot of us humans that we should replace the engine because we've just spent £500 on the car and we cannot let it go. We've spent that money and it feels like a waste, so we're going to go and waste more money just so we can keep it. This is the sunk cost fallacy. Identify when something should be a write-off in its case-by-case basis. So ignore the previous money that you've spent on it. If it's not economical to keep the vehicle, get rid of the vehicle in that situation. And this goes for a lot of things that you can spend money on to maintain. It could be something as deep as a relationship. I mean, like, it could go like that. You know, if a relationship is dead, but you've spent a lot of time and money trying to fix that relationship, but a relationship's dead and it's toxic, it's time to write it off. Now, that's not my area of expertise, but that's just an example. You should probably speak to some kind of therapist if that is something you're dealing with. But these are just examples. It can be physical things. It can be time that you've been put into it. Ignore the sunk cost that you've put into it. Make an individual decision on the case-by-case basis. And if it's not economical, then it's a write-off. I'm talking about cars here now because I think there was like dangerous territory when I started talking about relationships there. So dangerous territory, we'll talk about cars. It's not economical, we're writing it off. But don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy.